Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Ties That Bind DFW podcast. I'm your host, Amber Monroe, and my goal is to foster unity within the community by sharing stories that inspire hope, passion, and resilience. I also like to spotlight local businesses as well. In a world where there seems to be so much attention on the divisiveness of social media and not everything you see in the digital world is authentic, I'm here to bring the real. The views and opinions of my guests do not necessarily reflect those of myself or the Ties That Bind DFW podcast. All right, let's get into it, you guys. Today, I have a very, very special guest, probably my most special guest that I've had on here. My father, Floyd Miller, and he lives in Abilene, and there's some amazing things that he's got going on in that area. He is a financial planner and consultant. He runs the very popular West Texas Tribune newspaper that some of my Abilene friends will be very familiar with, that distributes all through West Texas. And he also has his own podcast called It's Everything West Texas that you're definitely going to want to try out and listen to that podcast. It's pretty amazing. But today he is here to talk about something that's very close to his heart, something that he's been working on for probably around a year or so now. He is putting on a gospel concert this Saturday in Abilene, Texas. He's going to tell us a little bit more about that here in a minute. But I just want to say how proud I am of all of the things that you're doing, Dad. And I'm so excited to introduce you to my following and a lot of my friends and family here in the Metroplex. So Floyd, if you will, it feels crazy to say this, but introduce yourself to those that don't know you. It's hard to think that there's anybody that you don't know, but please tell us a little bit about yourself and what you've got going on.
Hey, Emma, thank you very much. It is truly an honor to be on your program today and see you handling this like an old pro, which you are. Um, I'm glad that we are family members, that I'm your dad. I'm very proud of you and what you're doing and taking care of my
you.
3 grandchildren and your husband, all of that. We look forward to seeing you soon. Um, I am in Abilene, Texas. I've been very involved in the community, I guess, on almost all nonprofit boards for the last 35 or 40 years. In conjunction with that, I've been running a financial planning business. And about 20 years ago, we started the West Texas Tribune, and it's a community-based newspaper. And that's really kind of what I want to talk about. I was happy to hear your slogan, unity in the community. And that's why we are doing this gospel concert. I think it will bring some unity to our community. It is a broad-based gospel concert. People from all different backgrounds. And I just wanted to get everybody in the building together because at the end of the day, we're neighbors. And if church folks, Christian folks can't pull this together, then I don't know who can. So my thoughts are, as we're singing praise to God, somebody might look across the room and see somebody and they say, boy, that guy is praising God too. Well, we must have something in common. He couldn't be all bad. So this is really kind of an idea to bring the community together.
Wonderful. I remember you had mentioned something like that before, back when you were talking to us about how you were putting it together. And it is great to do that in any context or time. But I feel like, boy, this is a perfect time to be doing this. The timing is on point, and I feel like we need that now more than ever. And so, it's great that you had the foresight to kind of be putting that together. And then now that seems to be just what we really need, as a society in general. But I think that's wonderful that you're putting this on. And like I said, I too am about, bringing people together. So can you tell me some of the acts that might be coming or that are coming this weekend that we can
Okay,
expect?
this is a this is an all a cappella gospel concert, and the first name I'm going to throw out is a name that you know very well, and that's Miss Susan Petty.
Yes.
She will be giving us a couple of solos, which we are very excited about that.
Yes.
The ACU
Mhm.
course under the direction of Sam Cook will also be performing. We're going to have we'll also have some congregational singing, and Randy McCoy, who attends church with me, he will be leading a couple of songs, and I'll just mention one of them. I mean, most of these all of these individuals are picking their own songs,
Okay.
but one I had two that I wanted him to sing, and one that I will mention that I want him to sing is the one about angry words.
Mm. Mm.
Because
Yes.
if we're not careful, they can slip from our tongues and they can mess up a whole lot of stuff. And
Mm.
over the last few years, I've heard people talk about family relationships messed up. Some people not even speaking to each other anymore.
Mm.
Some people have changed churches. They've lost good friends, and so that's why I selected that song. Uh, Donnie Baisden will also be leading some congregational songs. We have Eric and Dr. Gabby Mallet, husband and wife team. They will be doing a couple of
Oh,
duos for us. Then we have the Acapella Fellas, which
yeah.
is a men's group, and I think we're going to have 12 or 13 of them there that night. And then we have Hearts in Harmony, which
Mm.
is a women's group. So we're going to pretty much have the bases covered, and we also have the Alleluia Choir,
Mm.
which
Okay.
is a African group, and they
Oh,
will be
wow.
singing. They will be singing in their native tongue.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's a beautiful and diverse lineup, it sounds like. I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. And one other that I mention is it's called the Brown Women. This is Shalisa Brown and her two
Okay.
daughters. Shalisa
Mm.
is a well accomplished musician herself. So I think we're rocking along good. And this is free. It is a fundraiser for the West Texas Tribune, but once you come in the building, we're not going to be running up and down the aisles after your wallets. I mean, that's just, it's free. And if a person feels a need, feels a desire to give, they can.
Right.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And yeah, you mentioned the West Texas Tribune. For those of you not in the area, it is a newspaper in Abilene that obviously my dad Floyd is running. And what I love about it is it really covers a lot of the personal stories and things really deep within the community. This isn't something just coming out of trickle down. Hey, these are things that we need to put out. It's actual stories from people in the community, and it's I can see that it's a labor of love, and it's just a really great newspaper that you may want to check out. It's online too as well, and there's a Facebook page. Um, and I was wondering, Daddy, could you kind of tell me a little bit, to shift gears just a bit, about the West Texas Tribune and kind of what that process was like for you, kind of getting that started, and what you feel like that's done for the community?
Oh, well, I remember when I first went home and talked with your mother about it and said, I'm going to start a newspaper. I think I'll start a newspaper. She said, and Marilyn is very supportive of everything that I do. Maybe some things she shouldn't have supported. I don't know. But anyway, she's been very supportive of different things that I do. And she said, "You don't know anything about a newspaper." And I said, "Well," I said, "the person that had one before me, he used to come to my office all the time and say, 'Mr. Miller, I didn't know anything about a newspaper. I just started one.'" And so I told Carolyn, I say, "Those are the qualifications I bring." And she gave me the blessing. And so
Yep.
we started it. And initially, it was just distributed in the African American churches. But after 2 or 3 publications, I said, "Well, we need to get this in other places because I want people to know what's going on in the African American community, and they may learn some things that they did not know. Learn some things beside the stereotypical things that people say." And then maybe a month or two later, I said, "No, we're going to just turn this into a community-based newspaper, no matter who you are, because deep down or right under the surface, everybody basically has the same desires. They want to do good for their families. They want to be recognized. They want to be treated fairly." And so I think the paper does that, and it's quite a few people now saying that the West Texas Tribune is their paper.
Mm,
So
I love that.
yeah,
I
I
love
do,
that.
yeah. And
Wonderful.
I think it is that way because, like you said, the personal stories, and in this edition of the paper, there will be a personal story that will tug at your heart, and it's
Mm,
a story about a young man named Franklin Williams. He someone threw Well, he works for Hef Burgers, and they threw a party for him because he had worked there for 13 years.
mm.
Miss one day.
Oh,
One day.
wow.
Yeah, miss one day. I think and so we're going to just leave it at one day until I verify that this other. The reason he missed that one day is that the bus didn't come.
Mm,
And one of our friends in the community happened to be there, and she took pictures and told me that I need to cover that. Well,
mm,
the amazing thing about Franklin is he is autistic,
mm,
but you really can't tell it. They said that
mm,
when he started there, he looked down, he didn't look at people.
mm.
But that's not the Franklin I saw the other day. And in fact, his his manager said that she believes that Franklin could be the general manager of that one day.
Oh, wow.
That's the story of possibilities.
Yes. Oh, wow. Indeed, indeed. Um, yeah, no, that's very powerful. And, like you said, everyone, has deep within kind of has the same needs and wants. And I love that you cover those things and that it is, like you said, everyone's paper. That is really special. And I love to see, all the things that have come from the paper and how that is uniting the community. I think that's wonderful. Um,
Yeah, we appreciate some of the stories that you've written. It's probably about time for you to write another one for us.
now that you mention it, you're correct. Yes. Yeah, I was supposed to say I've written a few and I've always enjoyed it and I felt like it's gotten good reception. Yeah, let me see what I can come up with because I've always got a story to tell or something to say, maybe whether I should or not, I don't know. But but thank you. Thank you, Daddy.
One other
So
thing,
kind of oh, go ahead.
you all are in the DFW area, but 99% of all of our papers is on the website at westtexastribune.org. I really think 100% of them are there, but
Okay.
most of the time I just say 99% in case we overlooked one
Mhm.
somewhere.
Okay. Wonderful. Yeah, I was going to say here in a bit, towards the end, I'm going to have you be able to share, the paper links and everything and social media. And I'm also going to have those items posted on all the social media and website outlets as I share this interview so that everyone can take a look at what's going on with the West Texas Tribune and beyond. Um, so, also, like with the West Texas Tribune, you also have your podcast. Daddy, I would love for you to share kind of about what you've got going on there, and so people can go and listen with the It's Everything West Texas podcast.
Okay, so there again, it's everything West Texas. So it's for everybody um, in West Texas. So if you've ever lived here, been here for something, you definitely qualified to be on the podcast. And the thing that we say that I think is very important in our tagline is we're not necessarily looking for agreement, but we're looking for
Mhm.
understanding.
Mhm.
And understanding is not the same as agreeing with someone, but it does have that effect to
Mhm.
a point because once you understand why a person does something or they take a certain position,
Mhm.
although you may not, it's a position that you might not would take, but after that's been explained, you could say, well, yeah, maybe I could see why they would do that, or at least I understand. And so
Right.
I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be so critical. I'm not going to be so harsh. I'm going to look for places where we do agree on things. And
Mhm.
so we've been doing the podcast for I think going on 4 years now.
Oh wow, man, time flies.
When you're having
Wonderful.
fun, yeah.
Yep. Awesome. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to have that link posted as well so people can tune in and listen. Was there anything before you kind of narrow down more of the gospel concert details as far as time and place? Is there anything else you want to share with my listeners? Any inspiration or just any other thoughts?
Well, you know, every day is a new day, and if you're hearing this today, it means that there are possibilities. If you've got dreams that you haven't, that's just been floating around in your head and you haven't launched them, maybe today is a good day to launch them.
Awesome. Awesome. I love that. And, it's funny. People are always asking me, like, oh man, Amber, you're doing this, you're doing that. How do you do this? Why do you do that? I hope that, this interview can kind of help people understand a little bit about me and, your passion for achieving and helping, connect people. I hope people could see that and say, oh, okay, that must be where, she gets it from. Because I know that a lot of that I do get from you, which, I'm thankful for. Um, so, getting back to the gospel concert real quick. You want to go ahead and give details, time, location?
Yes, the gospel concert is Saturday, this coming Saturday, September the 27th at 6 o'clock p.m. The doors will open at 5:30. It is a free concert. It's not going to cost you anything. It's at the Highland Church of Christ at 425 Highland Avenue. And if you're in town and miss this, you missed a big deal. You really missed
Mhm.
a big deal. So we hope that you can be, we hope that you can come. And as we say, if you see fit, make a donation. Otherwise, that's okay too.
Wonderful. Well, I can't wait personally. Um, well, that's wonderful. I want to thank you so much for coming on. I know you're busy as well, but thank you for coming on to kind of share about yourself and the things that you're doing. And I'm honored. I've been wanting to have you on this podcast for a while. Not that I've been doing it that long, but since the beginning. And I
All
just want to
right.
thank you, Daddy, and I'm very proud of you. Um, and thank you, everyone, for tuning in to another episode of the Ties That Bind DFW. Stay tuned for our next episode and be blessed. Bye.
Thank you. God bless.
Thank you.